House guests, welcome to today's Big Brother 16 updates and spoilers. We have two house guests of the day, TD Dawn Zoe and Sheena 114. So Zoe wants to know, who do I think was the hottest house guest this season? So if I'm judging just based on looks, I'm gonna go Cody. He's got the young John Travolta thing going on. It works for him. Sheena wants to know if I could pick one competition from this season to compete in, which would it be? I love the morph competitions every season. I think I have pretty good facial recognition, so I would love to try that out. Let me know what you guys would answer in the comments. So, as we discussed yesterday, Big Brother let the house guests order lunch. Woo, they got Chinese food. I don't know why I felt the need to repeat that, but maybe I just really love Chinese food. So, they spent a lot of the day anxiously awaiting part 2 of the final HOH competition. So, they weren't really sure if it was even going to happen yesterday or if they were just hanging out for nothing. I wasn't even sure if it was going to happen. I had a feeling, but you never know. So they were studying, they were napping, they were just like, bleh. So the feeds finally went off for part 2 around 6:30 p.m. Big Brother time, and we didn't get anything until 9 p.m. Big Brother time when BBAD came on. So we got to see Cody hanging out in the HOH room while the other two chuckleheads were still competing. So Cody was pacing around like a caged tiger or a caged John Travolta, and it was kind of funny watching him try to entertain himself. You could tell he'd been up there for a while and he was starting to lose it. Throwing the plastic limes into a pot again. He loves that. He's pretending he was this big basketball star. So then it turned to game, and he started counting his potential jury votes if he were in the final 2 against Derek. So it didn't seem like he was getting very many votes, and I quote, he said, "Oh shit, not looking good." I agree, not looking good. The sad thing, he'd still most likely bring Derek to the final 2 if he wins this final HOH comp. Seriously, he's gonna bring Derek. So then he was thinking about his final 2 speech, kind of like pumping himself back up, and he was gonna say, oh, a lot of people wouldn't have trusted Derek so much if it wasn't for me, and we made all of our decisions together. Keep telling yourself that. How many times did we see Cody all, I'm gonna call this person out? And then Derek was like, don't do that. Don't do it. So yeah, but then Cody kept saying how he hopes that Derek wins this competition because he really wants it to be the 2 hitmen in the final part of the HOH competition, and then of course in the final 2 together. So the feeds come back at 10 p.m. and Victoria is in tears. So yeah, Derek won part 2 of the competition, surprise, surprise. So that means that Derek and Cody are going to be facing off in the final part, part 3, live on Wednesday's finale episode. So Derek is telling Cody all about the competition. It was mental and physical. We've seen a couple of part 2 competitions like this. They had to scale this giant wall and place all of the house guests in order for the nominations this season. So all of the nominations this season, they had the house guest faces on plates, and you could only do it one at a time. So it'd be like, oh, first week, I'll put up this person. Go back down the wall, find the next plate, go back up the wall. And the nominations weren't connected either. You had to do each person individually. So that's a lot of work. But due to all the studying, they both got it right on the first try. But Victoria was way slower. It sounds like Derek took about 15 minutes and Victoria took about 30 minutes. So she took double the amount of time. So Victoria was crying by herself in the fire room, and when I say crying, I don't just mean like, I mean like she was sobbing. I feel bad for her. She's not in a good place right now. So Derek and Cody at the same time were freaking gloating away in the other room like, oh my god, we're the best alliance ever, and Big Brother and Chilltown never made it to the final 2 together, and we're going to, and Jamoke. So Derek was like, alright Cody, we gotta get serious now. how and when are we gonna tell Victoria that she's not going to the final two? And Cody's like, do we have to tell her? And Derek is like, yeah, we gotta lessen the blow here because she's gonna be devastated. So Derek goes to the fire room to talk to Victoria, and she's all like, I'm happy for you, but I'm upset for myself. So she was upset because, mainly she said, because she thought that she did so well in this competition and it still wasn't good enough. So she got everything right on the first try, but she was too slow. So she's like, oh crap, my game is over now. Like, there's nothing else I can do competition-wise to get to that final two. So Derek is encouraging her, and he's like, you did an amazing job. I had a huge advantage over you because of the height difference. Like, my arms and legs are longer, so it was easier to climb up that wall, which is true, you know. And I think he's a little more physically fit than Victoria, I'm assuming. So she was like, yeah, you're right. Blah, blah. So then Victoria has pretty much the same conversation with Cody. He's like, you did your best. Like, what else can you do? Blah, blah, blah. So then later on last night, Victoria was crying to Derek again, and this conversation went on for a little while. So she was telling him how she feels stupid now because she thought this whole time that she and Derek had a final two deal, and she's gonna feel like an idiot if Derek wins that final HOH and takes Cody to the end. So she doesn't want everyone to think that she's like living in her own world. So she's also upset because she didn't think it was gonna be this hard for Derek to choose between her and Cody if he wins the final HOH. She feels defeated and she's upset. So Derek is telling her, Victoria, you're like my little sister, Cody's like my little brother, and if I'm the one that has to choose who's going to go to the final two, I'm going to be really upset, and I don't want the person that I don't pick to totally hate me in real life, and like everything that we've built up is out the window in the real world. So that really freaks her out because she's like, you told me that I'm the only one that's like family to you, and Cody is just your ally in the game. And he's like, oh, you're right, I went too far with that one. He's not like a little brother. So this goes on for a while. It's the same stuff over and over again. Derek eventually is like, I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. Like, I don't even know if it's gonna be up to me. We've got 4 effing days left to just relax, so enjoy it. So then Derek is telling Cody about his conversation with Victoria, and he's like, we gotta tell Victoria soon because I'm gonna go crazy if we have to deal with all of that for the next 4 days. So then Derek pulls out, I don't understand why she thinks I would take her. Really? You've been telling her that for a very long time, so I could get why she would think that. But anyway, there wasn't really too much going on today. The backyard is open for the house guests to enjoy, so that's cool, and they can go do laundry, which is awesome. And Big Brother provided them with some more takeout food for lunch today. Today's menu, Greek food. Give me that Greek food! So I'm thinking that maybe they're gonna be giving Victoria that talk soon, so we'll see. Make sure you check back tomorrow and see if anything exciting happens. So until then, much love.